literally the worst day of my life. When I tell y'all that hit knocked me off this planet, I was no longer on planet Earth when I got that first hit. First of all, the whole right side of my car folded up. It was like instant. My was I'm trying to think, am I bugging? Like, did I run the stop sign? Like, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding from my head. I didn't think like my car was gonna be obliterated like the way it was obliterated. Like my mess was literally obliterated.
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Sure that you cry for you. Do things when you want me to. Like controller. Yeah, like control.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lisi and I'm back again with another epic, juicy, ghetto, and very much giving drama. If you're new to the channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisi. My government is Alicia. You could call me either or. I will respond to both, okay? And if you are a returning subscriber or viewer, what's goody, what's popping, what's cracking, what's cracking? Y'all chilling? Y'all chilling? I bet. Y'all see the title of the video of today's story time. I total my motherfucking car, bitch. Like, woo, when I tell y'all, like, this was the worst day of my life. This was the worst day of my life. Like, this was the worst. I don't want to say the craziest because I have some crazy days. You know what I'm saying? That's going to come down the line in some more story times. But this had to been hands down, like, so far in my life, the top worst day of my life. Like, I couldn't believe, like, this happened the way it happened. But it's cool, though, because everything happens for a reason. In the midst of a bad situation, something great came out of this horrible situation, okay? So let me get into it. You know, my returning subscribers are, if you coming from the last story time, her man wanted me, I told you I was gonna give y'all a back-to-back story time situation. So this is the next story time on the roster, okay? So let's just get into the video. Okay, y'all see the title of the video. I totaled my car, right? Girl, okay, let's get into the backstory, okay? Because you know there is a little, I gotta give y'all my little driving history and whatever the case may be, right? But first, let me tell y'all when this car accident happened, right? This car accident happened in 2020. Honestly, we just passed the birthday of this car accident because it happened August 3rd, 2020. Today's date is August 13th, 2023. So it's been about exactly 3 years since this situation has happened, and I still don't got no car. But not because the bitch is broke. It's not giving that. It's giving like New York. It's not worth buying a car in New York. I might as well buy a car when I move to my new state, and y'all will see where that will be in a few, okay? Let's get into the tea, y'all. All right. I got my driver's license. I think I had to been like, how old was I when this situation happened? How old was I in 2020? I was 22 in 2020, and I'm pretty sure I got my driver's license when I was 19 years old, okay? Now, I know how to drive. I know how to push the pedal. Okay, so don't be thinking I'm out here driving like one of the girls that just driving on a curb and shit. You know what? I done had days like that, so I ain't gonna get into all that. All right. But if y'all are like OGs to the channel at this point, y'all know the name Crazy, right? My narcissistic ex, right? Okay, so Crazy, before I met Crazy, I knew how to do the basics as far as driving, but I didn't know how to drive, like really be smooth with it on the streets, you know, in and out the lane changes and shit, speeding. You know, well, I don't be speeding, but you know, push the pedal a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I don't be speeding, I don't got the time for that, you know what I'm saying? I don't be NASCARing out here, okay? Not doing that. I do the basics because I had went to driving classes and driving school or whatever. So, you know, with the driving school, you're not going to really get fully comfortable behind the wheel. So Crazy is the person that taught me how to get real comfy behind the wheel. And I feel like I've always had a natural skill. Like, I'm a natural when it comes to driving, but my skills definitely had to get perfected over the years. It's a lot of things that you learn with driving, especially if you get into a car accident and make it out alive. And I did. Thank you, God. I live to tell the story. Thank you, God. So when I had finally got my driver's license, I'm not gonna lie, I got it on like the third try. Okay, am I gonna tell you that? I'm not gonna tell you that. So boom, when I had finally got my driver's license, it was with the assistance of Crazy because I used his car and he was right there for the driving test. And the driving instructor was in the passenger seat. And I literally made it by the hairs of my chinny chin chin because if I would have gotten like 10 more points, I don't know how it works where y'all are from or if y'all out the country, wherever y'all at. But when you're doing your driver's test, you get points if you do something wrong. So if I would have had gotten 10 more points, I think if you get 25 points or 30 points in New York, you automatically fail. So let's say it's like 25. I was up to like, was it 20? No, that was 15. I was up to 15 points. And if I would have got 10 more points, it would have been over. But, you know, I got my license by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. I was like, okay, it's good. It's litty. So, in the midst of, you know, my driving experience, I was driving Crazy's car. Y'all already know. I was driving Crazy's car. And Crazy had 2 cars at a certain point. He had like a brand new car and he had a hoopty. He would let me drive the hoopty and I would be driving around campus with the hoopty. If I needed to do errands, if I needed to go to work, I would drive with the hoopty, whatever. And he would let me drive his cars by myself sometimes. So obviously if somebody's letting me drive their car, like they trust me to drive, okay? And then in the midst of all of this too, you know, I've gotten rentals in between, you know, the little renty or a zip car, whatever the case may be. I was in the V-ski. Okay, cool. So boom. Now let's get to closer to when I bought my car. So boom. It was at the point when I had bought my car, honestly, I feel like I was a little rusty as far as driving. But you know how they say driving is like riding a bike, like it's not something that you unlearn how to do. But I feel like if you haven't driven in a while, like you need like a little bit of time, and not that much time, maybe a few days to get comfortable behind the wheel before you get behind the wheel. Like, do y'all know what I mean? I don't know, but I feel like at this point I could get behind the wheel of any, well, I can't say any vehicle, but most, you know, sedans and SUVs. Maybe the most I'm gonna do is a 6-passenger SUV, like a little Ford Explorer or something. I could get behind any one of those and I'd be Gucci, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to do all of that because I'm even now it's like 3 years later and I've been in a whole crazy ass car accident where my car was totaled. I'm a little comfortable. I'm comfortable behind the wheel, you know, but you know, you just gotta have that accident will teach you, you gotta have eyes everywhere, bitch. Like, you just can't have eyes in the front. You gotta have 360 eyes, okay? All right, let me continue the story because I'm chatting at this point. Okay, cool. I had left Crazy in 2019. I left Crazy in August 2019. And to be honest, from when I left him, I wasn't really driving. Like, did I get a rental in between then? I don't remember, but I wasn't driving because, again, I don't, you know, I live in New York City. I don't have a car. And when I was driving often, it was with my man, and I don't have a man no more. I've been single for maybe about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Was it? No, probably like a year and a half. No, yeah, I've been single for like a year and a half at this point. So I ain't been driving, right? So boom, now we in the scamdemic, right? This happened in the scamdemic 2020, right? Okay, cool. So basically, you know, in the scamdemic, we was all living off that unemployment shmoney. Well, I can't say all of us, but most of us was living off that unemployment shmoney. Most of us was living off them PPP. Well, not me. Some of y'all, not me. I didn't do the PPP. I ain't do all of that. I just collected the little unemployment and called it a day, okay? So, you know, we was all up. That's the moral of the story. We was all up in the scandemic, right? So, I decided, cause I had already had money saved from when I was working at my job, it wasn't Applebee's, it was a different restaurant. I was working at a different restaurant before this scandemic erupted, but we'll get to that because I got maybe about 2-3 story times from that job. We'll get to that at a later time, okay? Moral of the story is I was just basically had unemployment as my source of income. I wasn't doing nothing but, feel me, kicking back in the crib, making money, getting that unemployment money every week, every Tuesday, okay? So, boom. One odd day, well, not odd day, it was like 1 week, I was like, ooh, like, I have enough money at this point to buy a car. Like, I wasn't gonna pay for the car up front. I was planning to finance it. So I'm like, yeah, I have enough money to put a down payment on a car, and I want to get a car. Like, I'm tired of taking public transportation. Like, I want a car. Mind you, I'm still basically living off the unemployment at this point. I don't have no real job or anything like that. My job, they called me back and I never went back. Like, I was just going to ride out on the unemployment and I didn't know what I was going to do after that. Maybe find a new job. Well, actually no. I know why I didn't go back to my job. I didn't go back to my job because the scamdemic and Dorona was still very new and very fresh. And me personally, I did not want to go back working in a restaurant if we got to worry about a whole disease that's out here. Like, I'm not going back to a restaurant where I could easily catch the stuff that y'all talking about. Like, come on, no. So I was just riding out on unemployment, and then at the same time I'm like, yeah, I want a car. So boom, I had told my mom, hey mommy, I want a car, can you come with me? Because this would have been my first car ever, my first and only car. A damn shame. Okay, I told my mom, like, oh, I want you to come with me. And she was like, okay, cool. Because my mom, my whole life, my mom has always had a car. Like, she always be switching out her cars. Like, every 2-3 years she got a brand new vehicle. So I was like, yeah, I want you to come with me because you probably know, you know, what the F is going on, because I have heard things about, you know, salespeople in the sales environment, and I didn't want to go in there like a blind sheep or whatever the saying is or whatever. My mom was like, okay, cool, da-da-da. And y'all know how, like, wherever you live, it might just be a strip of car dealerships. So in Queens, that's kind of like, we got like a few different strips where it's just a strip of car dealerships. So me and my mom had made the plan to go down to the strip and pull up to one of the dealerships and, you know, see what they had to offer. So basically, we had went to like this Toyota dealership, and this was in the times too where everybody was running by appointment, so you couldn't come in without an appointment, whatever the case may be. So I had called the Toyota dealership like, hey, I'm in the area, like, do I need an appointment to come in? Like, or do you guys have appointments still available for today? They were like, yeah, I can make an appointment for you right now. You gonna come in like 10 minutes? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be there like real soon. They was like, okay, no problem, we'll see you soon. I'm like, okay, cool. So I walked up in the dealership. I was like, hey, I have an appointment to check out cars. So they introduced me to my salesperson. My salesperson showed me like the vehicles. And mind you, y'all, let me just add to y'all a fun fact about me. I'm a salesperson now. I work at a car dealership. Like, if y'all didn't know, I have a 9-to-5 job and I work at a whole car dealership. So when I look back at this story and how this car was even sold to me, I'm just like, wow, like this accident really happened for a reason, because I feel like I was bamboozled by that car dealership because I didn't know what was going on. It's so much that you learn when you on the other side of the spectrum selling the cars. Like, when I tell you I will, for my next vehicle, you think niggas gonna bamboozle my ass? No, it's not giving that. I'm getting the lowest price possible, bitch. Okay, I'm getting off topic. My salesperson, she was a girl. She, you know, she was really nice, but I think she was just playing the role for her job. Now that I know what I know, okay? And she brings us to this showroom where they have used cars, and I'm like, I don't want no brand new Toyota, I want something used. So she was like, okay, cool. She sold me this showroom, and it's probably about, let's say, 6 cars in this showroom for used vehicles. And I forgot what the other cars were, but the 2 cars that were attracting me the most it was like a 2017 Nissan Sentra, and then it was like a 2015 Honda Accord. So those were the 2 cars that were interesting, I don't know what the I'm trying to say. Those were the 2 that were like, oh, I like those or whatever. But the difference was that the 2015, it was a bit more expensive than the 2017, but the 2015 had a backup camera, and then the 2017, it didn't have no backup camera, but it was less money. So I was just contemplating between that, and I'm asking the girl, I'm like, do you have any more cars that I could look at? Like, is there, like, she's like, no. And I know that was a lie. Now I know that was a lie. Bitch, that was a lie. Like, there's no way that a whole car dealership, all you have is 5 used cars. You a Toyota dealership, or yeah, like, no, that's not the case. Like, and how do I know? Because I work at a car dealership. The cars in the showroom are not all the cars that they have. I'm just letting y'all know right now, so don't get bamboozled like me, right? Okay, cool. And then let me tell y'all too, they swindled me into buying this car because, first of all, I didn't even test drive the car. Oh, that's a big no-no, especially again because I'm on the side of the spectrum that I'm on now. Y'all, before you buy a car, make sure you test drive it. Make sure you like how the car feels and everything before you make a commitment to buy that car, because once you drive off the lot, it's up and stuck, like, for real. So I decided to go, I don't know if I said this just now or whatever, because I forgot, but I decided to go with the 2017 Nissan Sentra. I was like, you know what? I don't really need a backup camera. I learned how to drive without a backup camera. I don't need the backup camera. That's just going to make me a better driver without having the backup camera. We go, we sit down, we get in the numbers together, and I was feeling iffy about buying this car. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to buy this car. Like, I still want to see other options, because this was the first and only dealership that we had went into. So I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, yeah, I think I just want to go and find other options, because I'm pretty sure the car was like $14K and I had about like $2,500 to put down on the car. And my whole thing was that because it was my first car, like, I don't need nothing fancy. I wanted a car that was like maybe like 10K at the most. So y'all trying to convince me to buy a car that's like over my budget, but this is the job of a salesperson. Like, I'm just letting y'all know, the job of a salesperson is to negotiate the pricing with you and to convince you to buy something that you, I don't want to say don't want, because obviously if you're in the dealership you want a car, but salespeople be swindling people. Like, I'm not a swindler though. I'm a straight up bitch. I just try to do my job and go home. Okay. So I was like, yeah, like, let's just go, like, let's look at other options so that I can narrow down exactly what I want. But the girl, I'm gonna just name her S. S, who was my salesperson, she was like, okay, before you go, let me call my manager. That's a technique, y'all. I'm putting y'all on game right now. That's a whole technique. When they call the manager before, you know, the customer or you is trying, as you or the customer is trying to leave, right? If the salesperson called a manager, it's because they trying to get their manager to close the deal, because they can't close the deal. And that's what had happened. She had her manager come over and basically swindle me into getting this car that I really didn't want, especially because, like, I didn't even get to test drive the car. Like, it's like the test drive, when I tell you the test drive is crucial, y'all, especially for a used vehicle, the test drive is crucial, because every car feels different when it comes to them used cars, because every car had a different driver beforehand. So you don't know what that driver was doing in that car, to where, you know what I'm saying? So the manager came in, she closed me on the car. She convinced me to get the car, and I'm like, okay, they're getting the paperwork, they're getting the car ready, they're doing this, that, and the fourth, da 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 da. So yeah, they get the car ready. They give me the keys. S is happy because, you know, I know she got some commission off of my ass for that deal, for that sale. And I'm like, oh, your girl is moving on up in life, okay? Like, and feel me, I don't come from well-off parents. Like if we're gonna be real, like, I don't know, like, if and when I will ever get into this tea, but if we're gonna be real, my mom is my mom and my dad. I only got one parent. Like, and both of my parents are alive, but I only have one parent. Like, yeah, that's the tea. So this car, I paid for this car, like, with my own money on my own. Like, my mom has a whole bunch of other bills and stuff that she has to cover. So it's like, this is something that I wanted to do. So I had to hold it down.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. Hold it down.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold it down. Like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to make this money, because I always figure out a way to make some money. You know, it's crazy. My friend, y'all remember my friend Boomy, aka Love? We was on the phone a while ago. She was like, Alicia, you that one friend that I have, you always got a job.
Period.
You always got to find some way to make some money. Because, girl, queens get the money. Fuck is y'all talking about? Queens get the money. Like, what y'all mean? I'ma always get this money. I'ma always find a way to get this chicken. Come on now. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. So I wasn't even worried about, you know, how I was going to make my payments, how I was going to pay the insurance. I knew that I was going to make a way out of no way. I was going to turn the dust on the floor to a $1 bill. So boom, I had my car. This is embarrassing, but it's life, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one. Can y'all comment if y'all have gone through a similar situation, please? Please, yo. Okay, but before I even get to that, right? Before I even get to, I've had my car, but all of, okay? Before I even get to that, right? When I got in the car, and I started driving it. And this is from when I got the keys and they sent me off on my way from the car dealership, right? And I started driving this car, y'all. I did not like how the car felt. I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like how it felt at all. And y'all probably asking, like, why you didn't test drive the car. I couldn't test drive the car because as per... Oh, wait. I don't want to say that. As per Dorona precautions, you know, they were trying to alleviate any germs or anything getting spread in the car, so they weren't holding test drives because of that. And at this time, 3 years ago, I was a bit naive when it came to this car sales mess. Like, and I think that's why God put me in the business too, so I had the knowledge, because the knowledge I have now, nobody is playing me when it comes to these cars. If y'all got any car questions, ask me. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to let y'all know if they trying to swindle you, okay? I got you. I immediately did not like how the car felt as soon as I drove it off the lot. And this is something that I would have known if I would have test drove the car. I would have test drive the car and I would have been like, this is not the car for me. Mommy, no, I don't want this car. But at that point, it was already too late. I had already signed the paperwork. We had already got, you know, everything all set up. And I told you I was a finance too. So I had an auto finance loan or whatever the case may be. All of that was already set up, insurance, like, so I had no choice but to just whatever, thug it out. But eventually, you know, I got used to the feeling of the car, because it's just like I'm driving the car like every day at this point, so I have no choice but to get used to it, right? And when I tell y'all the luxury of having a car, like, top tier. Like, you can just get up and go. You ain't gotta wait on no bus. You don't gotta wait no train. You don't gotta wait nobody to pick you up or drop you off. You don't gotta wait on no Uber. You can just go whenever you want. Like, ooh. So that was my life for all of but 3 weeks.
I know you fucking lying, bitch.
All of but car for 3 weeks.
Yo, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. And I might just use the man. I might just use the little, I don't even know what to call him. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. I don't even know what to call this person. But I might just use his real name. I might just use his real name in this story time. Yeah, I'm gonna use his real name. Yeah, I'm gonna use it. I don't give a fuck. Okay, this is the first story time I'm using somebody's real name, and I don't give a fuck because it's public record. Anyways, let's get it. Now let's get it to the gaga. Let's get it to the go gaga. All right. So it was August 3rd. And do y'all remember how I started off this story time? What did I say? I said this was the worst day of my life, right? This was literally the worst day of my life, okay? But look at how I'm laughing. That's how you know your girl done moved on and she really healed from this traumatic ass situation, because that's exactly what it was. Traumatic, okay? And this day, I had a motherfucking doctor's appointment to go to the GYN to get my coochie scratched. Now let me stop. Let me stop. You know, I was just doing, you know, my little annual appointment at my GYN or whatever the case may be. But the issue was this day, and this is a note to self, y'all. Don't be rushing to go nowhere, okay? Don't be rushing. Take your time. Take your time with everything in life. You will get to your destination. The things you want will come. You just gotta slow it down, cool it down, okay? So let's say my doctor's appointment was for 4:30 p.m. It was somewhere in that area. Let's say it was for 4:30 p.m., right? And I was running a little late. The doctor's office was probably about 15 minutes from my house, but let's say I left my house around literally 4:15, okay? So I had like the exact amount of time to get there. So I was in like a tad bit of a rush. I don't know why it took me so long to get ready this day and why I was running late and who, what, when, where, why, how, but that was the case, right? And I also want to note, this is what I had planned to do that day as well. I had also planned to bring my car to the dealership because when I had gotten my car the day before my accident, I got in the car and the check engine light was on in the car. And I was real confused because I'm like, why is the check engine light on for a car that I literally just bought not even a month ago? So I was about to go ahead and bring it to the dealership. I was looking up YouTube videos like on how to take it off, and girl, don't be looking up YouTube videos on how to, like, just bring that to the dealer, okay? So that was my plans for today, right? Go to my appointment, then go to the dealership and see what is going on with the engine, right? All right, cool. I gathering to leave my house. I say goodbye to my mother. I'll see you later. And I hop in my car for the last time, okay? And I pull off, okay? When I tell y'all, like, I've told this story like a million times at this point, and now y'all are finally hearing it on the internet. That's crazy. But, when I tell y'all, like, I drove for I drove down my block and I drove down another block. I bust a right turn and I drove for maybe about 3 more short blocks. And I got T-boned, bitch. And I got motherfucking T-boned, bitch. T-boned. Do y'all... T-boned, bitch. All right. Let me get into the tea, okay? Let me get into the tea. So I'm driving, bitch. I was either bumping Summer Walker or SZA, okay? Like, I was in my, all I got is these broken clocks motherfuckers done mapped my shit, okay? Let me... Alright, let me get into it. Alright, boom, boom, boom. So I'm driving, right? I'm getting to the intersection where I was hit, okay? I'm getting to that intersection. And I get to the intersection, and as soon as I get to this, mind you, I have no stop sign. I didn't have a light. I didn't have a stop sign. There was a stop sign at this intersection, but it was for the person who hit me, okay? It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It was for the person who hit me, okay? I get to the motherfucking intersection, and as soon as I get to the intersection, I see this car, and I had zero time to react. Everything happened so fast, y'all. The person at hand, we gonna get into them in a second, okay? They hit me from the right, okay? So when I'm going straight, they hit me from the right. That means they hit my passenger, but I was going about 20 miles per hour. I had to be going 20 to 25 miles per hour. And I don't know how fast this person was hitting me, but the way they hit me, you was definitely flooring it on the gas, bitch. You was definitely flooring it on the gas. You wasn't moving. You wasn't driving as if you were someone that just stopped at a stop sign and was rolling up from the stop sign. You was driving as if you was driving through that bit, okay? So this motherfucker T-bones my shit. You hit the front right side of my car. When I tell y'all that hit knocked me off this planet, I was no longer on planet Earth when I got that first hit. First of all, yo, this is crazy. Because this was really scary. This was one of the scariest up days of my life. Oh my God. So boom, when I got hit, like I said, I was knocked into, I was on Jupiter. I was no longer on planet Earth. But that was my body going into shock because I literally did not move. I saw everything that was going on, but my brain was like, Alicia, do something, do something, do something, do something. But my body was just frozen. I hit like that. First of all, the whole right side of my car folded up like aluminum foil. That shit, it was instant. My shit was right? Aluminum foil, okay? Crunched up on the right. So now at this point, I told y'all I'm in Jupiter, right? I'm not on planet Earth, okay? So I'm I see that I get hit, and I see that I'm still holding the steering wheel like this, but the car is still moving, but I'm not controlling the car. The car is just moving, and the car is moving this way. I veered to the left because again, the person hit me from this side. So now I'm going like this because I told you I'm not on planet Earth. I'm not I never been in no situation like this. So I don't know how to, maneuver and try. It was slow. It was slow at that point. At this point now, I veered to the left, and by the grace of God himself, okay, there was a fire hydrant on the corner, on the left, on the corner of it wasn't exactly on the corner. It was a little up from the corner of the street where the fire hydrant was, but that fire hydrant was right there, and that's what stopped my car from moving. I slammed, boom! So first you had that first, boom, to the right, then I go into the fire hydrant, boom, right into the motherfucking fire hydrant. Right into the motherfucking fire hydrant. And I was like, and I got knocked back onto Earth. Okay, that fire hydrant, that slammed into, first of all, I didn't know fire hydrants was that strong. And it wasn't even the fire hydrant, y'all. It was the pole. I got pictures and everything, so I'm gonna show y'all everything. It was the pole in between, or not in between, it was the pole. Y'all know how it'll have them two poles? Well, I don't know how the fire hydrants is set up where y'all from, but in New York, they'll have two poles in front of the hydrant, probably for reasons like this, so that if somebody is macking their car, they don't F up the hydrant. I don't know what that pole is made out of. It is made out of Titan steel because it stopped my car from moving, okay? So boom, As soon as the car stops, I'm freaking the out. Like, I am free. I'm like, I know you fucking lying right now. Cause I'm looking at my car and I'm like, oh my God, like, I just lost my car. Cause I'm looking at, I don't know if I put the footage in at this point. I'm sure I got it in the thumbnail. I'm looking at my car like, no, like my brain cells are literally bussing. Like, they're bussing. Like, right? Okay. So I immediately, once I got knocked back onto earth, I immediately got out the car because I was like, whoever just hit me, they're about to get beat up. Like, that was what was going through my head because like I told y'all, I was not that far away from my house. I told you I drove only a few blocks away from my house. So it's like, I know this intersection and I know, I'm trying to think, am I bugging? Like, did I run the stop sign? Like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. So I know this intersection and I know that I don't have a stop sign and I know that the person who hit me for sure had a stop sign. So I'm like, oh yeah, this person is about to get fucked up because bitch, you just fucked up my car and bitch, you ran the stop sign. So now I'm about to run down on you, bitch. You got me fucked up. You got no. And granted, y'all, do not have this mindset if you get into an accident. Like, you need to just make sure that you're safe. Like, honestly, do not have the mindset of, oh, you about to fight the person that just hit you, because then that could just land you in jail. And girl, I really could have almost went to jail with what I'm about to tell y'all next, okay? I get out the car, all of a sudden, it's mad people congregating in the area, because where my accident had happened, it was right by a park. So I know everybody in the park and whoever lived in the vicinity probably heard, because it was two loud bangs. That first impact from the T-bone and then the impact from the fire hydrant. So I know everybody and their mother heard the theatrics. Like, there was no way everybody and their mother didn't hear the theatrics, right? I get out the car. Y'all, when I tell you I got out the car, I didn't even turn the car off. The car was still in drive. It was making a weird noise. I wasn't even thinking about any of that. I was just thinking about, oh, I'm about to beat this person up. Like, look at my car. So I get out the car. Now, let's get to the main culprit, right? Let's get to the main culprit, Jermaine. Jermaine, yeah, that's his name or her. I don't know. Don't come for me in the comments though, okay? So Jermaine, I thought he was Jessica at first. Or, girl, I don't know, because I don't want nobody coming at me sideways that's a part of, like, the trans community or the gay community or whatever, because I don't know if he was, like, trans or if he was just a boy that liked to dress like a girl, like if he was a very feminine gay boy. I don't know, but I'ma just call him the name that was on his driver's license because I don't know what his alternative name would be, okay? So, Jermaine, scary ass. Let me show y'all what Jermaine did. Jermaine, as I get out the car, bitch, I got out the car like a bat out of hell. I was like, hey, bitch, you just ran the stop sign, bitch. You just ran the stop sign, bitch. You hit my car. Tweaking. Jermaine is walking towards me, and this is why look. Okay, let me explain what Jermaine was looking like real quick. Jermaine had a little bob wig on, and he had a skirt on and a little crop top. And Jermaine was driving a Mercedes Benz. I don't know which one it was. I'ma see in the pictures to see which one it was, but he was driving a Mercedes Benz, bitch. So he hopped out of the Benz and he was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So, oh my God, me? Don't put your hand, like, he's like, oh my God. Okay. So, y'all are probably gagged at this point. Okay, so boom. He's like, so I started tweaking on him. Like, I was like, yo, dumbass. You just ran a stop sign, you stupid. Yo, I was going off. I was going off on his ass. So, feel me? I'm spazzing. I'm tweaking. Jermaine is like,
you need to calm down. You need to calm down because my parents are lawyers. My parents are lawyers.
I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Oh, so your parents are lawyers? So they're gonna know you broke the law, you dumb
Stupid.
I was tweaking. So now, me and Jermaine, we fake having like a little back and forth. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to hit this bitch because... And really, I really thought Jermaine was a girl because he really was looking like a whole, like he looked like a whole girl, okay? Until I found out he was a boy, okay? So, me and Jermaine, we going back and forth, or whatever. And I'm like, let me call I was like, hold on, bitch, hold on. I'm about to get back to you. Let me call my mother, okay? Let me call my mother. I call my mom. She like, hello? I'm like, Mommy! Somebody in my car! This bitch is in my motherfucking car! Mommy! She like,
Alicia, calm down. Calm down. What is going on, Alicia?
I was like, Mommy! This bitch is in my car! They in my car! Mama,
Alicia, where are you?
I'm like, I tell her the intersection. I'm not gonna tell y'all because I'm usually trying to figure out where I live, okay? So I tell her and if by the pictures, if y'all know, shh, okay? Don't be in the comments talking about da-da-da, okay? Just mind your business if you from Queens, okay? And my mom was probably like so scared because she had literally just seen me leave the house 2 seconds ago, and literally in a matter of 4 minutes later, I am calling her frantic, like out of control, right? And this is why I tell you I only have one parent because the only parent I could call with some mess like this is my mother. Like, thank you God for my mother because I don't know what I would do without her, for real. Like, I hang up on the phone with my mom. And then when I had hang up on the phone, as soon as I had hung up, somebody gonna go tap my shoulder. I'm like, who's touching me? Who's touching me? Some random man, he gonna go touch my shoulder, right? He like,
Excuse me, miss. Excuse me, miss.
I'm like, yes. He's like,
I got a towel in the house. If you need a towel for like up here, if you need a towel for up here.
I'm like, what you mean if I need a towel for up here? Like, what are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about? He was like,
You're bleeding.
I'm bleeding? I'm bleeding from my head? Up here? I looked in like the little rear view mirror of the car. I looked in the mirror. I was like, why my forehead was bust the open. And I'm cursing a lot. I know I'm going to have to bleep out a lot of these cuss words. Because I told you this was the worst day of my life. So y'all know I'm a cuss. Like, what y'all talking about? What? My forehead bust the open. Blood coming out my forehead. At that point, I saw red. Not literally from the blood, but I saw red. Like, at that point, I was like, oh, I'm going to beat this person up. Like, I was that angry that I was capable of putting my hands on Jermaine. I was very capable of doing that. Okay. By the time I looked at my forehead and everything like that, I turned around. My mom was like, "Skirt!" She pulled up in her V-ski, right? So she pulled up. She like, "Alicia, what's going on? What's going on?" I'm like, "This dumb bitch over here hit my car. This dumb." Oh my God, no. This shit was crazy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got footage of like all of this going down. Like, I would not be surprised at this point. When I tell y'all, my mom got to the scene in literally 2.5. She got there in 2.5, okay? And you know what the crazy thing is too? My mom had told me, she was like, when I was literally getting my car, signing the paperwork, everything like that, she had told me like, "Alicia, now, if you ever get into a situation where you have like a little accident or whatever, you need to remain calm." Because it's like, my mom knows, like, y'all don't know this version of me. Y'all don't know the angry version of Lacey, and I don't want y'all to see that version of me because it's really, I don't get angry often. But when I do, or if I do, it go crazy. Like, that is really giving demon time. It's really giving Gemini twin, angel, devil, and I'm the devil type shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. So mom already knew her kid. Like, she was like, "Girl, if you ever get into some BS," because it's bound to happen. Like, when you have a car, even if it's like a little fender bender, or if somebody sideswipes your mess, like, you know, just even like saying stuff like that, you know, to remain calm. But I didn't think like my car was gonna be obliterated like the way it was obliterated. Like, my mess was literally obliterated. Okay. My mom pulls up to the scene. She's trying to calm me down. She's like, "Alicia, just go in my car. Just go in my car. Let me find out what's going on. Did you call the cops yet?" I'm like, "No, I didn't call the cops." Oh, and I forgot to say too, when the guy, he had, when he had told me about my forehead being bust open, it was other pedestrians on the side of the street. They was like, "Baby, turn off the car, baby, turn off the car." I'm like, okay. So I went around, I turned off the car, cause that mess was still on. Like, that mess would have blew up if I ain't turned off the car, cause that car was in drive, on, but not moving. Okay. Crazy cupcakes. So boom, my mom pulled up, whatever. My mom told me to go in her car, and she had told me to call the cops. So I go in the car, I call the cops.
911, what's your emergency, please?
Yes, someone ran a stop sign and crashed into my vehicle. I am at I told them where I'm at. They was like, "Okay, we'll be there in 5 minutes." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Copy." At this point now, I'm just sitting in my mom's car, like, my forehead is busted open. I'm looking to the left of me. My car is just on the side, just done. I'm like, I don't have another like $2,500 to put down on another car. Like, I'm just about to be carless right now. Like, that's crazy to me. Wow. Like, I'm just sitting there like just reevaluating my whole life. So in the midst of that, right, where my mom had pulled up her car. So boom, let me just show y'all. Okay. My car was on like, it's my left, but I don't know if it's your left. Whatever. This is my car, okay? And Jermaine's car was here, okay? And my mom's car was like behind his, so she kind of pulled up behind his car. So we're on like the opposite side of the street now, right? From where my car is. So I'm sitting in the car, and you know, my mom is the level-headed one in this situation. So she talking to Jermaine, trying to figure, and mind you, at this point, I had already taken, oh bitch, I had already taken pictures of that license plate, because I'm like, just in case this month wants skirt off, bitch, I got your plates. Just in case. I took pictures of the plates immediately. I'm in a car, right? And my mom is talking to Jermaine, trying to get the scoop, trying to get the 101, whatever the saying is. The 401. I don't remember what the saying is, but she was trying to get the info from him. She was trying to figure out what happened. Da 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 da. Oh, yo, stuff is coming back to my brain, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all, right? Because when I was cursing at Jermaine and I was like, you ran a stop sign, you dumb scunt. When I was doing all of that, Jermaine was like,
I stopped at the stop sign. You were speeding.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that? Bitch, you...
Jermaine, you and I both know first of all, I'm sorry, do you have an odometer? Do you have one of those machines that tell you exactly how fast I was going? Because to my knowledge, I was going about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And in New York City, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour when you're on the regular streets. Okay, you could get away with doing 30. Okay? Either way, I wasn't speeding. I was in the 20 range. Okay? So I'm like, not you trying to deflect. Not you trying to deflect, talking about I was speeding, but you had to stop. I'm like, but you had the stop sign, dummy.
Stupid.
You had the stop sign. I didn't have the stop sign, so I don't give a what I was doing. You had the stop sign. And I'm like, well, if I was so close speeding, why you ain't see me speeding down the street? Why you ain't stop at the stop sign like you was supposed to stop? Like, math is not mathing for me. Math is not mathing at all. Okay, so boom, let's get back to what I was talking about, right? I'm sitting in the car. I had just finished calling the cops, whatever the case may be. My mom is talking to Jermaine, trying to get the scoop or whatever. Jermaine, he doing a little too much of this. He doing a little too much, like in my mom's face, talking to my mom. He's
like, well, she was speeding, and she was doing this, and she was doing that, and my parents are lawyers, and then
he was doing too much hand movement, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and just beat this bitch up right now. Because, like, first of all, you got me twisted. You got me effed up because you just totaled my car. Like, I knew my car was totaled by the way it looked. I'm like, yeah, this is a total loss. This cannot be fixed. And even if you do fix it, I'ma still have problems with the car. 1. 2, now you all in my mother's face talking with your hands like you talking like you want to get slapped. So, all right, let me slap you then. Let me slap. Not even slap. Let me give you a knuckle sandwich. Let me give you a knuckle sandwich, bitch. Yeah. So I come out. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Because, you know, y'all know I'm good for showing y'all, like, how shit went down, right? Okay, I'm sitting in the car. I'm looking at him like, is he? Boom! Now, when I tell y'all, I ran up and went to go punch. Because, again, I'm thinking Jermaine is a girl this whole time. Like, I didn't know he was, I didn't know he was a boy until after the fact. I thought he was a girl this whole time. Okay? So, I went to go punch him clean. And, like, yo, when I tell y'all I had a straight shot to his face. Oh my God. Like, so when I went to go punch Jermaine, right? Why did somebody grab my fucking hand, yo? Somebody grabbed my hand. And it was like, no! Yo, I'm getting hot telling this story. Oh my God. So they was like, no, they grabbed, like, I was this close to connecting that shit, yo. I was this close to connecting that shit. Grab my hand. I'm like, I know you fucking lying. But whoever grabbed my hand, thank you, because I definitely would have went to jail for an assault charge.
You are going to jail! Period!
The cops was already on their way there. I would have went to jail for an assault charge if that hit would have connected. So I'm glad the hit didn't connect. I'm glad it didn't connect. So my mom turns around and she's pushing me. She's like, Alicia, get back in the car. Get back in the car. Get back in the car. Whatever whatever. So she pushed me back into the car, and I'm like, all right, like, let me just chill. Mind you, Jermaine is like,
Yeah, hit me if you want to. You're gonna go to jail. Come back and hit me. Come back and hit me. Come back and hit me.
and then so he going off, right? So he going off, and in the midst of her, I'm saying her, girl, whatever. In the midst of Jermaine going off, he gonna go say, and mind you, I'm back in the car at this point, and my mom is getting on me now like I'm a little kid.
She's like, let me see you. Stay in the car.
Y'all know how the black moms be getting when they talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Stir the motherfucker car. I'm like, all right. I'ma chill. I'm wilding now. I'm wilding. Let me chill out. In the midst of that, right? Jermaine, you know, he going off. He whatever. And he was like,
I don't understand this girl. She doing this. She doing all of this for a Nissan. She doing all of this for a Nissan.
I'm sorry. This could have been a 1994 Sonic, okay? And I would have still been going hard because it's my car that I paid for.
Are you dumb?
With my money. You talking about I'm doing all of this over a Nissan. What you think? Cause you driving the big body Benz, you think you somebody special? You think you somebody special cause you driving the Benzo? It's a nice car, it's a luxury car, but bitch, humble yourself. You talking about, oh, I'm doing all of this over a Benz, like, not over a Benz, over a Nissan. Who gives a car is a car. My car and your car are both, if we both gotta get to Manhattan, both of our cars could do the same thing and bring us to Manhattan, okay? I'm not talking about interior features and bells and whistles and leather and cloth and luxury and not luxury. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm just talking about the fact that my car does the same thing that your car does. It brings me from point A to point B. Yours brings you in luxury and style, and mine brings me in on some chill shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when he had said that, I was about to go off again, but it was some other, I think it was the lady that had grabbed my hand mid-fist. She started blacking on him, and she was like,
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. She has every right. She has every right to be mad. That's her car. Who cares if it's a Nissan? That's her car.
I'm like, yeah, tear his ass up. Tear his ass up. Cause you think cause you driving a Benz, you better than somebody. You talking about I'm doing all of this over a Nissan. Girl, oh my God. I'm like, oh, this bitch is lucky my hit did not connect because I was about to violate this bitch. Oh my God. I was really like, I was so, you know when you really got that rage, when that anger behind them punches, behind them fists, them shits hit different. I was about to really, oh my God, I was about to violate this bitch. Oh my God, Jermaine is lucky. Jermaine, if you watching, you're lucky my fist didn't connect because you was really running your mouth, bitch, and I was really ready to square up with you and you wasn't ready, bitch. Yeah.
When I leave, you want to keep doing this. But then when I come around, you don't want to post up.
So at this point, what had happened? So yeah, now at this point now, I'm just sitting in the car and I'm just, waiting for the ambulance, for the cops to pull up. I think they had asked me, like, when I had called them, do you need an ambulance? I'm like, yes, I do. Like, my forehead is bust open. I don't know if my brain, like, I don't know what's going on up here in the noggin. I don't know what's going on, okay? So yeah, we gonna definitely need an ambulance. Child. When I tell you the ambulance pulled up and I started all over with the theatrics, like they was trying to pull me. They was trying to pull me out the car and I was just like, they trying to help me walk to the ambulance and I'm just crying and I'm just like, this doesn't really hit my car. Really hit my car. Like, I can't believe this person really hit my car. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, yo. Like, And the ambulance people, they trying to calm me down. They done put the neck brace on me in the back of the ambulance. I had called one of my friends at the time. I called him, and you know what's crazy? Because it was that morning, that same morning, I had dropped this man off to the airport so that he could go out of town. And it's like hours later, I'm FaceTiming him in the back of an ambulance. Like, he answered the phone like, bro, what the f***? I'm like, bro, I got into a car accident. Like, yo, like, what? Like, it was crazy. Then I had called my other friend because I had supposed to link another one of my friends at the time. Let me just specify friends at the time because I'm not friends with none of these people no more, okay? But I had called her because I was supposed to link her that day. I had told her what happened. She was like, oh my God, what hospital are they bringing you to? I had told her the hospital. She was like, oh, I'm going to pull up there, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, da-da-da-da. And I'm in the back of the ambulance just wilding out. Like, I'm just wilding out. Like, the law enforcement, whoever, the EMT, they was like, can we get mom? They was like, can y'all find her mom? Can y'all find her mother to calm her down? My mom had to come to the ambulance. And she was like, Alicia, you need to calm down. Da-da. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna calm down. They was trying to calm me down. They was just like, listen, you know, you're okay. You're alive. That's what matters. You know, the car is replaceable and your life is not. Girl, that was one of the realest things I ever heard in my life. The car is replaceable, but your life is not. Okay? Just remember that, you know, if y'all are in a situation, if you lose something that's material or anything that could be replaced, like, you know, it's replaceable, but your life is not. And at the time, it didn't really resonate with me because I was so, like, angry and just whatever. But all these years later, like, it's giving, like, yeah, like, the car is replaceable. My life is not. Because imagine, like, if my mom would have been having to mourn the 3-year anniversary of my death right now. Like, that's crazy. Like, I really could have been, that could have been the end for me. Like, that day really, like, and when y'all see my car, if I haven't shown y'all already, y'all gonna know, like, yeah, that really could have, like, the way my car was looking, that really could have been the end for my ass. Like, for real. I get to the hospital now, and, you know, they have me in the room, and I remember, like, fake blacking on one of the nurses because I was asking somebody for an ice pack because I started to feel my face swell up. Like, I started to feel my face swelling the F up. And I'm like, oh, can I get an ice pack or whatever? And then one of the nurses found herself giving me an attitude. I started tweaking on her. You don't even know what I just went through. Like, give me, like, and then someone got me the ice pack. Because I'm like, and I'm like, no way, like, no way, like, no way y'all bitches is catching attitudes, and I almost just got unalived, like, girl, like, so someone else wound up helping me, and yeah, I was in the hospital by myself, because, like I told you, my past friend, she pulled up, she couldn't get into the hospital, because again, this is in the scamdemic, so they was not letting nobody have visitors in the hospital. Like, you had to just be in the hospital by yourself. So I was in the hospital by myself for hours on end. No charger. I just had my phone. I even have no headphones. No, I had like nothing. I literally just had my phone. And my mom, you know, she was periodically calling me because now she was figuring out everything at the site. And thank God for my mother, because if I ain't have my mom, yo, I don't know who I would have called, like, and who really would have, you know, handled everything that needed to be handled with the car and got the information or whatever the case may be, because I was not in a mental state where I was able to, you know, take care of business and everything like that. I was probably in the hospital. I was probably in the hospital for maybe about 5-6 hours. You know, when they take you to the ER, you be in the ER for a little minute. They had to do x-rays, CAT scans, this, that, and the fourth. Thankfully, you know, my forehead, I didn't need no stitches because it wasn't that deep of a busting of the forehead that I didn't need stitches, but I definitely I don't think y'all can see the scar. Yeah, y'all can't see the scar right now because I have a wig on and I have a low hairline, so I be bringing the wig, you know, down. But the scar is like right here type shit. Literally in the middle. It's like a little vertical line. And it's not that noticeable of a scar. You really gotta be, I have to point it out and you really gotta be looking. But she's there. She's there. She's like a tad bit keloided too. Just a tad. But you know, I didn't need stitches, thankfully. I didn't have no major injuries. As a result, I did start having back problems, which I did go to therapy for. Now, like before, I didn't really need any type of back support like that. And at all times when I'm sitting down, that lower lumbar support, yeah, I'm going to need that for my back. I'm going to need that for my back. So my back is a little, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I could still, you know, I could still doggy style and shit. All of that had happened or whatever. My mom came to the hospital. She picked me up. And, you know, I was calmed down at this point. But I was just still just like, I just couldn't believe, like, my day went the way it went. Mind you, I'm at the hospital now. When I was at the hospital too, I had called my doctor's office. I was like, yeah, I won't be coming in. I just got into a car accident. So just go ahead and cancel my appointment. I won't be making it in, right? I don't know when I'm coming in. I don't know when I'm going to reschedule. But just know I won't be making it in today. Thank you. Whatever. My mom drives me home. Or not drives me home. We drive home. Bitch. Never did the rubber band that is holding this shit. Girl, 1 second. Okay, we back in business. Okay, so we had winded up getting home and I got home and I just took a shower and I was just like, I was just in awe. Like, I just couldn't believe, like, WTF. Like, I just took a shower and went to sleep because, you know, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't, like, I just felt like a failure at life. Like, I just felt like a failure. Like, girl, like, you couldn't even handle being an adult for, like, at least a month. 3 weeks in and your is gone. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. But I'm still standing 10 toes on, you know, that accident was not my fault. Like, Jermaine had a stop sign. I didn't have a stop sign. Like, I didn't have a, like, I don't give a F. I don't give a F. Now, I think it's like the next day now. And now, you know, if you ever got into a car accident, you know, now you gotta call the insurance company. You gotta call this person and that person and da-da-da-da-da. So that's what I spent my whole next day doing. They was like warning me. They was like, listen, just letting you know you're gonna be sore tomorrow. I sure was. I felt like I got hit by a f***ing train. Yeah, that's how I felt the next day. I felt like I got hit by a motherfucking train, okay? My forehead stinging and shit when I take a shower. Like, I was just effed up. Like, I was just effed up. Like, mentally, physically, like, I was done. Like, and then it was like, I don't know if it was like the night when I had came home from the hospital or a different night, but it was within 24 to 48 hours. Like, my mom had came in my room and she was like, Lacey, are you okay? And I just started crying. Like, I just started bawling. Like, I just fell into my mother's arms. Like, and I really just, like, sorry y'all, like, cause I'm fake going back to, oh my God, am I getting emotional? Like, let me chill, hold on. I'm just going back to that time. Like, that shit was like, when I tell y'all, why am I getting emotional? Like, oh my God, like, when I tell y'all, like, that was really the worst day of my life. That was the worst day of my life. I really thought, like, I thought that was the end. And it's like, I know now, like, we all got an end date at this point, which is, like, scary, but not scary. But, like, it was just a effed up time. Like, I fell into my mom's arms and, I was just started crying because I was like, damn, mommy, like, I really could have died. Like, and we both start crying. My mom crying, I'm crying. Like, Hold on. Let me just gather myself real quick. Okay, I should be good now. I should be good. My eyes are still a little glossy, but you know, I should be good or whatever. But yeah, I just fell into my mother's arms and just started crying because I was just thinking like, damn, like if I did not have you, because it's a lot of people that don't have their mothers, or they don't have a father, or they don't have any parent that they could still like, why is my lash coming off? We might have to all right, hold on. Never did the... Alright, we just gonna have to finish the rest of the story with no lashes. Y'all used to seeing me with no lashes, bro. Like, that's crazy. The lash did not hold up just now. Okay, so whatever. Alright, cool. No lashes for the rest of the story. Anyways, I just fell into my mom's arms and was crying or whatever. I was like, damn, mommy, like, I really could have died, da da da. So we having this whole, like, heart-to-heart moment. And you know what's crazy, y'all? This whole accident, it happened literally right in front of the church I was baptized in. I just messed up the word, but baptized, okay? That happened right in front of the church that I was given to God in, okay? So I really think God, like, had that accident happen for a reason, for a greater purpose, for a lesson, for an experience, for me to know what to do or what not to do moving forward. Because, girl, like, yeah. Let's get to like what winded up happening, like with insurance and everything like that. New York is a no-fault state. So when it comes to, you know, New York, there's no one to really blame, because New York is, you know what they say, a concrete jungle. Like driving out here, like if you born and raised in New York and you learn how to drive in New York, you gonna be good to drive anywhere, because driving in Manhattan is not for the weak, okay? Well, I don't know, I can't say anywhere, because when I was in Jamaica, they was driving crazy out there. Like, I think you gotta be on a different level to drive in Jamaica. I don't know. But, yeah. New York is a no-fault state, right? But when it came to, like, the insurance, come to find out, me and Jermaine, we both had the same insurance company. But here's the tea. Y'all want to know the tea? Y'all want to know the piping hot tea on Jermaine? That wasn't even Jermaine's car, bitch.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn...
That wasn't even Jermaine's mother clucking car, bitch. Y'all want to know whose car, whose Mercedes Benz Jermaine was driving? He was driving his grandmother's car, trying to flex with Granny's Benz.
And
That's crazy. And I'm sorry, did I hear you correctly? Did I hear you correctly? You was saying stuff like, I'm doing all of this over a Nissan. Bitch, where's your car?
Clock it.
Where's your car? Because you don't have one.
Clock it.
You was driving Granny's car from Granny's crib.
Clock it.
You probably, girl, it's so real. Why did we find out Jermaine wasn't even on the insurance for the Mercedes Benz? His name was not on the insurance. And you was doing all of this. But when I run up, you wasn't trying to square up with me.
You want to keep doing this, but then when I come around, you don't want to post up.
Oh, okay. You scary hoe, you scary weird ass hoe. You was doing all of that for a car that wasn't even yours. You was doing all of that for you was trying to flex on somebody. How you trying to flex with your grandmother's car? You're not even on the insurance, bitch. That's the tea. That's the gag. Girl, why come to find out? Because, you know, the insurance people, they doing the investigations. I get a lawyer because I'm like, no, I'm going to have to get compensated for all of this. Like, no, I don't care. Come to find out, Jermaine's grandmother added him to the insurance the day of the accident. And I'm not talking about like before the accident happened. I'm talking about it was only a few hours after the accident that his grandmother added him onto the insurance. Girl, you know that helped my case. That skyrocketed me. Like it was like at that point, it was no questions on who was at fault and who was about to win this case. Like, it was real clear. It was real crystal clear at that point. So yeah, all of that basically happened, y'all. And you know, I lived to tell the story. Thank God, you know, God let me live, y'all, because all these story times y'all got right now, the story time y'all got today, and the story times that we have for the future, y'all wouldn't have got the tea, y'all. Y'all wouldn't have got the tea. And some of y'all been calling me y'all favorite YouTuber. I appreciate y'all for that, okay? So yeah, y'all wouldn't have had me. Y'all, there's only one Lisi on this internet too. Y'all wouldn't have had me, you know what I'm saying? So thank God. God let me live to see some more days, okay? To make that long story short, you know, obviously, you know, everything went in my favor. I'm not going to get into the details of all of that because I ain't trying to do all of that, but things did wind up going in my favor. Yeah, that's what basically had happened. And y'all want to know the tea? Like, yo, wait, hold on. My hair is like, all of a sudden, like, want to act crazy. Y'all know what's crazy? It's two more crazy things, like some weird superstitious things of this situation, okay, right? So first, I'm gonna get into this, right? Well, it's not really superstitious, but whatever. Y'all want to know what's crazy? It was about maybe 2 months after my car accident. Why did they turn the intersection into an all-way? Now, for those of you, like, I don't know if the same thing applies to people in other states or other countries, because I know I have people outside of New York and the US watching me. But if you're not familiar, a all-way is basically where they make an intersection, like, instead of having stop signs for one street, they have, or not one street, instead of having stop signs for like one street and like those two sides of that one street, they have stop signs on all 4 pussy clot sides. I couldn't believe it. And it was like one day I had got over the fear of going back, you know, around that location, because again, it was so nearby. You know what I'm saying? I was walking to that park over there one day, and I look up, I'm like, because I see like fresh cement on the ground, like where a stop sign would be. And I look up and I'm looking, I'm like, never did y'all turn this into an all-way after I lost my car. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's cool though. It's cool though. Everything happens for a reason, okay? Everything happens for a reason. I had called the friend at the time, right? Remember I told y'all not too long ago, I had a friend that I had called in the ambulance, and I had dropped him off to the airport that morning, and then literally hours later I macked. I think that's why I feel like that's part of the reason why I was running late to my appointment, because me and him had stayed up all night the night before. I dropped him to his flight at like 5-6 a.m. Then I went home and slept, and by the time I woke up, all I really had time to do was get up and get ready to go. If we really gonna be real about the order of events, okay? I had called that friend, and I had basically told him like, hey, like, yo, you know what's crazy? They had turned this into an all-way, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to call my lawyer and see, you know, if this can help with the case and it could do anything. This man and our relationship went downhill from this day. Like, let me just tell you, like, the relationship never went back to what it was. Like, it never went back. Okay, I had told him that, and he was like,
they're not gonna do that.
you, and why not? And why wouldn't it help my case? Why wouldn't it help my case? So yeah, that had turned into like a whole debacle between us afterward, because I'm like, you're mad insensitive. Like, I just almost like lost my life. And you know, even if you don't think that it is gonna help, the least you could have did was been like, oh, all right, yeah, tell your lawyer, see what he say, instead of completely like shutting down like how I felt about the situation and what I feel like. Because it's like, he was not in my, I don't even know if he's even gotten close to my position of responsibilities today, because I ain't been around in years at this point. But it's like, at the time, it's like, I was doing more adultly things with my life than he was. Like, he had never bought a car. He had never been in a car accident. So he didn't know what any of that felt like, you know? So for him to turn around and be like, huh, they're not, like, trying to make it seem like I'm dumb for thinking like, oh, maybe this could help my case. Because why would y'all turn this into an all-way after... And you know what the crazy thing is, that intersection, it was known as a dangerous intersection because my car accident, it was not the first car accident that happened in that intersection. I don't know if it was the last, but it was not the first. Multiple car accidents happened in that intersection, and I'm like, that's crazy. It took for my accident to occur for y'all to make the necessary adjustments to make the intersection safer. Because the thing is that if y'all live in an inner city area, or if y'all from Queens, if y'all from New York, y'all know how these neighborhood back blocks streets are set up. And the reason why so many people would get into these types of accidents was because the people at the stop signs couldn't really see what was really coming down the street. They couldn't really see what was coming down the street because people would literally park on the corner to where it's like, that's the intersection where you really gotta roll up. And it's a lot of intersections like that in Queens. And even probably Brooklyn and the Bronx and the other boroughs too, because New York is a very congested place. So it's like, you putting a lot of people in a lot of houses and a lot of streets in one area. So that's the type of intersection you really gotta roll up, ease up, and make sure you can really see. Make sure you can really see, and make sure that there's no cars coming before you proceed to drive through that intersection. And Jermaine, my love, you did not do that.
Hey y'all, I forgot to mention earlier that at the time too, we had found out that Granny had bought her car only 2 weeks prior to the accident. Jermaine was 19 at the time, so he was like a few years younger than me. And I don't know when he got his driver's license, but all I know is that at 19 years old, you're not driving as responsible as, you know what, I can't even say that. But there's a reason why certain like 25 plus is a bit less expensive as far as insurance, and if you're under 25, your insurance is more money. Like, that's all I'm gonna say.
You did not do that. Because if you did, you would have seen me coming down the street if I was so-called speeding. The friendship with that friend had went downhill after that because I had fake tweaked on him because I was still in a very emotional and not that great space mentally. And it's like, as my friend and as somebody who claims that you mess with me, if I go through a traumatic situation, like, you're supposed to be supportive. Like, you're not supposed to shoot down anything that might come into my head. So like I said, the relationship went downhill from there. And I want to add too, in connection with this same friend, and girl, he might be watching because he subscribes to the channel, but oh well, it is what it is. Because I don't even think he knows this, and I never told this to him. But y'all know what's crazy? I don't know the exact date. I'm gonna edit it into the video, but it was a few days. I swear to God, it was like 2-3 days before my accident, and me and this friend, we were out to eat at a restaurant. And I don't know how I managed to capture this on camera, but I'm gonna play the video.
Y'all know what's crazy? I went looking for this video, And I cannot find the video. Like, I must have had to delete it because when I heard this mess, I was like stunned. Like, but yeah, I don't have this video, but y'all about to see me explain what the video entailed shortly. But the video slash this occurrence did take place on July 30th, 2020.
So if y'all heard properly in that video, this friend, and I'm not blaming him, you know what I'm saying? But I'ma just say what I say. Y'all gonna see what I say next, okay? And again, I don't know how, like, I don't know why and how I was able to record this in this moment and capture this, because this is the receipts to show that the power of the tongue is real. Y'all gotta be real careful about what y'all speak into this universe. Y'all gotta be real careful. That's why when they say, oh yeah, you gotta manifest this, you gotta speak it into existence, that shit is real. Cause if y'all heard the video, this man said, what would you do? Well, I don't know the words verbatim because I haven't looked at the video in mad long, but I edited it in, obviously. But this man said, what would you do if you was to get into a car accident? And days later, I got into a car accident. Girl, I don't know if this was like, I don't know, but that was some real creepy shit. Like when I was going back, cause I had recorded it on Snapchat. I'm going back into like my videos. I don't know at what point in my life this was, but I had this noted for when I was ready to tell this story on the internet, okay? I don't know how I wound up seeing that video again one day and hearing that specifically in the video. What would you do if you got into a car accident and then 2-3 days later, my ass is in a whole car accident, my car is gone? Girl, I was going through some type of spiritual warfare at that point, because I'm just like, that's like, and I can't even say that's weird because that's expected. That's expected. Be careful what y'all speak into this universe, and do not speak ill things on people that you so-called cared about. Because the fact that me and this person's relationship did not wind up working out, like, I don't know, like, did the man really not mess with me like that? Like, was the man like low-key out to get me? Like, I don't know. Like, was he like low-key jealous of me and wanted to speak ill things on my life? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying like it was or it wasn't, or I really don't know. I really can't tell y'all. But all I could tell y'all that the power of the tongue is real. Okay? The power of the tongue is real, and y'all need to be real careful on what you speak out into this universe. Speak out positive things on your life and on the life of others that you care about. Granted, we all gonna have a day of judgment. Either way, it's not something that any of us can escape. But while we have our time still here, speak out positive things into the universe for yourself and for the people that you love and care about, okay? The lesson that I learned in this story, even if you got the right of way, you got to be on guard, and you got to be a defensive driver at all times. Like, and I'm not saying defensive like ready to like road rage somebody. I'm just saying defensive as in, if you get hit, you better be ready to like get control of that steering wheel, press on the brakes, do whatever you could do to save yourself if God forbid you are in a situation where you get hit any which kind of way. Like, do the best that you could do with what you got. That's what I learned. And even I learned too, like, even if I don't have a stop sign, if I'm approaching the intersection, I'm not flooring it on the gas, because I need to be ready to cover my brake at any and every given moment, in the event that if a car pops out the woodworks, I could slam on my brakes. I would rather slam on my brakes than total my car. Like, I would rather do that, because you can replace the brakes easily. You know, it's going to still cost you some money, but at least you still gonna have your car, okay? And yeah, that's basically that story time on how I told, girl, this was a lot. Like, girl, this is probably gonna be a long story time. It was so much stuff that happened in this story time, but yeah, this is what happened, y'all. My life, the crazy life of Lacey, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, If you made it to the end of this video, definitely be sure to give me a big like. I would really appreciate it if y'all like this video. It pushes out my channel to more people that have not discovered me yet. So I would really appreciate it if y'all can like the video. Y'all can like it on your TV, okay? Y'all can like it on the TV if you watch me on the TV, okay? If you got the Roku, you know what I'm saying? Just press the button up here, move it to the right, and you know, click select and you know, just like the video for me, please, guys, okay? And comment. I want to know y'all thoughts on this story time, on this situation. And definitely, if you made it to the end of the video, put this emoji on the screen, okay? Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.